Furthermore, on diabetes, I would like to discuss a very gory thing diabetes causes to the body, and that is wound healing. I'm sure we all know that diabetic wound most of the time does not heal. Do you know the reason why? Well, let me just share with you some few factors why diabetic wounds do not heal. It's a pathetic case because it gets as bad as having to amputate that part of the body. Most of the time is the hands or the legs, the limbs actually, because of diabetic wound. Okay, let me try and explain some factors why diabetes would not allow wounds to heal. Okay, starting, one, blood glucose level. You know, when you have diabetes, your blood glucose level can never be at optimal. And that means you have too much sugar in your body that the body does not need. And what does this mean? Increase in LDL, low density lipoprotein, triglycerides. And these are all the things that will go and start to form plaques in our arteries, in the vessels carrying blood. And you know, when you have any form of injury at all, definitely blood is supposed to flow in that area to show that that place is alive. But unfortunately, when you have diabetes, that particular area, the blood that's supposed to flow there is not going to be adequate enough. That way is going to cause a whole lot of complications to that wound. So now you see how diabetes can be so bad. Why we should do our best to avoid diabetes, because when you have too much glucose in your body that has caused you to have diabetes, has made your pancreas to stop working. I'm telling you, it brings a whole lot of complications to your whole system. Too much glucose leading to too much cholesterol that will lead to artery plagues, capillary plagues, vein plagues, and all of these things. It's just a matter of time. You have high blood pressure, you have stroke, complications starts to come in. Very avoidable. I will always say very avoidable. I know another thing that will happen is neuropathy. And that is another factor that diabetes brings into the body. What is neuropathy? Neuropathy is when the too much glucose in your body goes and does not allow your nerves, it breaks down the nerves, it doesn't allow the nerves to work anymore. Isn't that bad? You have wound and you don't know that you have wound. That is what neuropathy is all about. What will make you know that you have a scratch? It's not the pain, but when there's too much sugar in your body, because of neuropathy, breakdown of nerves, too much glucose in your system that has led to the nerves of your entire body, mostly the nerves of your limbs. You notice that most of the time diabetic wounds occur at the limbs. Breakdown of the nerves at that limb, you will not even know that you have a scratch. So that is why they will always say when you are diabetic, you should always make it a point of note to do a daily check of your body for any form of scratch or wound, because anybody that has diabetes that has wound, you have to take care of that wound fast, immediately, because with neuropathy, you do not even feel the pain, and then the wound starts to get bad. You do not even know. It is when it gets to a horrible state, you just notice that, what's happening in this part of my body? And unfortunately, in my own part of the world, we call it an attack. Because at that point, you don't even have life in that part of the body. It's that bad. You just find out at a later stage when the wound has already gotten to a bad state. That is when you notice that you have a wound. At that stage, it has already degenerated into other parts of that body. It has spread to other parts of the body, and that is why that part of the body has to be amputated so that it will not affect other parts and then the entire body. Are we getting the picture now? It's really a horrible picture. Diabetic neuropathy is actually not a good thing at all. meaning that you should not even have diabetes in the first place. It is so avoidable. Please, let's ensure that we avoid all of these things. How about chronic inflammation? Normally, what happens when you have a wound, it's normal for the wound, that part of the body to inflame. It's just part of the body's response to a wound. But with diabetes, too much glucose in that area, you don't even know that you have it, or even if you do, that the platelets that is supposed to allow that wound to heal properly would not, because the glucose has obstructed the oxygenated blood flow to that part of your body. And then you find out that that inflammation is taking longer than necessary. An inflamed part that's supposed to be maybe 1 or 2 days, you find it going to weeks to months. And when it gets that bad, what is the next thing? Infection. By the time infection comes in, you don't know the degree to how bad that can be. And when it starts to get that bad, and the annoying thing is, it's so bad that even internal wound, ulcers, if you have diabetes, it's going to get complicated. So you see why it is actually not, you don't need it. Nobody actually needs to get to that stage where your pancreas decides to say, I'm no longer working. So that's why I always say you should watch your lifestyle. Please, let's all watch our lifestyle. Diabetes is very preventable. Yes, it's very preventable. When you have started noticing some little symptoms, please go for your medical checkup. When you go for your medical checkup, you'll be able to know whether your blood sugar is high. When blood sugar is high, that's the pointer to high blood cholesterol, and then a whole lot of other complications. Please, when you start to have all of those things, do the right thing. Do the right thing, please, before you are diagnosed with diabetes. All right. Another episode will flog more on other factors that how diabetes can affect wound healing. Till then, don't forget to like this video, share my videos to your friends and your family. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And till we meet again next time, stay blessed. Bye.